Hi everybody, welcome to my channel, Everything Spice. My name is Tanya. Well, these are the dog days of summer. End of summer, right? Almost fall. So we gotta dress for it, baby. We gotta dress a little cooler. But in the kitchen, it's gonna be hot. And I have two recipes for you, 2-in-1. Buy one, get one free. That's how I say it. It's gonna be 3 meats, 2 different meals. Because it's really important as a working parent that I am, to get meals in advance done so that during the week I don't have to worry about it, right? Meals in minutes, put it together, come home from work, at a certain time and you want these meals done. You have to prepare in advance, my friends. The weekend, like Sunday, is a great time to get something, more than one meal ready, so that during the week you just pop it in, heat it up, and you're ready to rock and roll. So we're gonna do it today. We're doing it today, baby. And we're gonna do it with 3 different meats. I have hamburger, I have pork, I have chorizo. Now if you don't have chorizo, you could do chorizo, or you could do any smoked meat, because it's smoked sausage. That's basically what it is. It's a smoked sausage. You could even do andouille if you want to be crazy like that. If you like to eat, get in the kitchen, baby, with me. So what we're doing is stuffed peppers, and I'm gonna do it like peppers for a crowd. So I'm gonna do a lot of peppers, and I got a big panel, a big aluminum pan for that. And then I'm gonna do meatloaf. So join me on the other side when I do 2 meals in 1. Buy one, get one free, baby. That's Everything Spice for you. All right, let us begin. Now I have the chorizo, and I buy it whole in like a family pack. So I'm gonna put it through the grinder because I can. Like I said, any smoked sausage will do. Does smell good though. All right, so what I'm gonna do is cut it up and I'm gonna grind it first. Instead of me spending the money to buy ground chorizo in the store, right? I'm just gonna grind it myself. I got the food processor. I'm gonna let the food processor work for me and just grind it on up. And that's gonna be part of my meat. Now, this is a method, right? So you could take the method or leave the method. If you don't have chorizo in your area, because it's really just our area that we have it, you could order it online. This particular company that I buy from, Mellows, they ship to anywhere. So you might want to consider shipping and trying it for yourself. But if you don't have it for whatever reason, use another smoked sausage or leave it out completely. I'm not going to talk during this portion of the buzzing because it's just loud. You want to get a good grind on it. So you got to really pay attention because some of this might not grind at the top. Just keep going until you get a nice grind. You don't want it to be a paste, but you do want it to have some texture to it. Let me check. All right, that's got good enough texture for me. And let me show you what I mean. See, it's got good enough texture because it's gonna go into rolled meats. I got these rolled meats. This is a sausage, and it can be a breakfast sausage. It doesn't really matter. So this is like a breakfast sausage, and these are in any Smithfield ones. These are anywhere, but you can get any type of brand. I got one of those, and these are all rolled meats that I got. So I got a roll, 2 of these, and then I got 1 of these. So 1 hamburger to 2 sausage. And then I got this too. So it's gonna have a lot of volume to it. And all I need is a big enough bowl to mix it in. Oh yeah, I mean, I could mix it in that, but I'm actually using that. So let me find a bowl big enough and I'll see you on the other side. Okay, I'm back. Now this is the panel I'm gonna use. And this is my sausage stuffing station right here. This is the pan that I use for sausage stuffing, which I'm gonna show you on the show eventually. We're gonna get busy with that. So this is the chorizo, whatever you wanna call it. Now, of course, it's all ungrounded on certain parts, so you gotta keep playing with it. That's how it goes, baby. If you don't get the chunks that you want, and you can't have these big chunks in here. So you gotta go through it a couple of times. But this is the premise here. See how it goes like that? And then what I'm gonna do is grind up my onions probably and my garlic too and put it through as well. So that way, so I'm gonna show you what I mean. I got some garlic here, pre-peeled. If you don't have it pre-peeled, you gotta peel it yourself. Oh my gosh, it smells, it smells garlicky, baby. Or use the, what is it called, the chop one that you get in a jar. So I'm gonna cut the ends off and I'm gonna shove it in as well, because I like garlic in my meatloaf. I like garlic in pretty much everything except for desserts, of course, unless they come up with some savory way to make garlic and chocolate work. This is not gonna happen. So cut off the ends, put them aside, and then we put the whole garlic clove into the processor. And you do it with the onions too. Say I get about, I don't even know how many. Shove it in, shove it in, shove it in. Now I'm only gonna use 1 onion for this recipe. So I'm gonna cut it up into 4s and also chop that as well. The food processor makes it so much easier because you can zip through and get the meal done faster, but if you don't have it, you do it by hand and just dice it. Dice it in a way that's gonna go into meat. You know what I mean? Just do it, baby, do it, get it done. So, as you know, this premiered today on Sunday, so I went to church, I've done all this stuff, but it's premiering. Now, I did this episode the day of the watermelon salad, but I'm premiering it the following week. Because sometimes we're busy people, baby. You know, we don't got time. If you ever seen soap operas, and you're big onto soap operas, they do the same thing. They just change their clothes like I did, and you move on to the next episode. They do about like 13, 14, whatever in a day. It's like an 8-hour day, and they're doing so many episodes because how are we going to get by if Susan Lucci isn't there and she's on vacation? How are we going to know if she married Jack, or maybe somebody else kidnapped her and married her on the side, or if somebody decided to shoot her because they were jealous that she's so fabulous? We don't know. So we got to find out. So that's why Susan's got to do all her episodes before she goes on that vacation. Because we need you, baby. We need you. All right, let me zip through this. And let's get her done. Come on now. You getting a hard time? Polta? And this is a great way to make, like, to hide vegetables inside of meatloaf, inside of different products. If somebody doesn't like it, say somebody doesn't like onion or garlic and they're not allergic, but they're just fussy, zip it through, they ain't gonna know. And I'm not gonna say, if you know what I'm saying. I ain't gonna say nothing, baby, if you don't. We'll keep it our trade secret. And what the good part about it is, you're gonna say, well, they're gonna see it in meat, right? No, they're not. Because when you, it's a crazy science to it, but when you use, let me dump it in, sausage in the recipe, sausage has a high fat content. And that high fat heats up hot in anything that you do with sausage. So when you put it inside, look how thin it is. You can't tell these onions is very, very fine, and garlic is very, very fine, right? The sausage is going to burn that down to nothing. It's going to take care of business, so you're not even going to see it, and nobody else is either. They're going to taste it in the background, the flavor, of course, but they're not going to see it. And that's how you get your kids to eat their veggies, baby. Now you know. All right, so what we're going to do is cut into the rolled meats. There you go. This is what it is. It's just rolled meats. And I'm going to put it in. Now, some of it's going to have rice in it because I like the rice. My stuffed peppers, obviously, are going to have rice in it. The meatloaf, though, I'm not sure if I'm going to put rice in the meatloaf because it could be like, if I have a lot of rice, I'll put it in. And it's sort of like a binder. Instead of using breadcrumbs and stuff, you use rice. And it's like porcupine meatballs, if you've ever heard of porcupine meatballs. This will be porcupine meatloaf. But it's a great way to use up your extra rice. I have so much extra rice from the Chinese restaurant. I have a package of that. And I also got some from work. I got some rice pilaf. And I'm going to use that rice here in this recipe. But I'm not sure if I'm going to use all of it, because there's a lot of rice there. But stuffed peppers require rice because unless you're using my mom's version, which I did on the show already, which is potatoes instead of rice as a binder. My mother does French stuffing and stuffs it into stuffed peppers. But this is the regular version that everybody else does. There's my mother's version, and then there's everybody else's version, which is basically rice with meat. And that is as simple as it gets. Now, if you have regular packages and not rolled beef, well, of course, use that. But I just so happened to be going by the Dollar General, and they had all kinds of meat there rolled in the freezer, and I said, well, why not? Let's just try it and see what happens. Love that stuff. I just don't. Yeah, he's raging again. You hear him? When they play their video games, they act foolish. I don't know. All right, I'm not going to mix it too much at first, only because the more you mix meat, the tougher it gets. If you've ever watched my show before, you know how I feel about that, baby. Okay, so we get all that out, and I believe I got to clean this up anyways, because we're going to join me on the other side for the other stuff. But what I'm doing here is I'm going to mix in the rice, clean up my mess. So here's the rice I got, the rice pilaf. You can use the white rice from the Chinese restaurant, which I also have. But if you're going to get rice, you might as well go all the way. And if it's rice pilaf, who cares if it's rice pilaf or Spanish rice or whatever rice you got. I had rice from work cooked already and ready to rock and roll. And I'm just going to put it in. Now, I might use the Chinese white rice because I got a small package here. So I'm going to use some of that as well. Just so I have enough binder. You know what I mean? Because you never know. I'm going to use this as a binder. I'm going to mix it all in. I want enough rice because the rice is going to be prevalent in this. There we go. And it has to be room temperature or cooked. Don't get it too hot because this meat is cold. I don't ever keep my meat out. I wouldn't recommend ever doing that because you never know. I've done a surf safe class and it's very dangerous to leave meat out on counters because it gets very germy and you don't want to make people sick. So that's why a lot of times I'll use gloves when I touch anything with meat. And I definitely never, ever leave my meat out. I thaw it out in the refrigerator the day before, and it's ready for me. Or I microwave it. Because I don't want to take a chance of making people sick. Okay, so what I'm going to do is get my gloves on and mix up my meat. Now what I'm using for spice is parsley. Parsley, baby. I'm not using too much spices here. Garlic. Black garlic. Now remember I used this black garlic. Bang. You gotta bang them sometimes when it comes to heat and the weather. The weather's crazy. This got garlic and it's got pepper. Okay, and that's to taste. So if you like it, you don't like it, leave it out. I might add additional powdered garlic. I might add some more pepper to this. But I don't think that I'm gonna use anything extra outside of that. But if I do, I will let you know. Join me on the other side for the pepper. Sometimes it is very difficult to talk. I don't know why. It just is. So I'm going to get the peppers out. The pepper portion. That's what I meant. The pepper portion. Thank you, somebody out there. You're listening. You're paying attention. You get an A. All right. Join me on the other side. All right. We're back. Now, the last thing I'm going to use is a ham concentrate. And I know that's not regular or traditional. I did put some seasoning salt in this, like a Lowry seasoning salt or whatever seasoning salt you have, and some extra pepper as the seasoning background. Okay, a little bit goes a long way, so don't put too much because you don't want it to be salty. Get your gloves on, whatever. I cut my peppers in the pan. I got red and I got green. The reds will cook faster, whatevs. And I cut them in half, and then I seed them and core them and everything else. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And here is the can of tomato sauce and a can of Hunt's spaghetti sauce in the can. I got the tomato basil version. And that's basically it. We put that together. That makes the stuffed peppers. Now this is the ground mixture right here of all the meats and the rices and the seasoning. And I'm just gonna put it in and meld it together. Try not to, I hate that word. I use it, it's like such a faux pas to say it. They say in business, don't say and I'm umming it all over the place. Hang on. Let me move this a little bit. Move this so you can see what I'm seeing, baby. Put these over there. Come over here a little bit. Okay. Now, just mix it until it's combined. Now, when I'm making the meatloaf, I'm going to add a few more ingredients to it, to this mixture. So try not to mix it, over mix it too much. But get your hands in there, baby. Feel the meat. Now, yes, it's raw because that's what they do. They make it, they have it raw. They don't cook it. You could cook it, I suppose. Some people would cook it and then pile it into the meatloaf, but I'm not doing that. I mean, pile it into the shells. But I'm making it raw because I'm making meatloaf as well as stuffed peppers, and I don't ever, with my stuffed peppers, cook stuffed peppers in advance. The rice is the only thing in this whole recipe that's cooked in advance. And this is how it looks, man. And it smells so bloody good. It smells. And don't overstuff your peppers because they'll explode. Boom! It's like 4th of July up in here, baby. Look at that. And you would say that's a lot of rice, but you know what? When you mix it in with the meat, ain't that much. It's a perfect amount. It's a perfect amount. It just works, man. It just works, man. Okay, so what we're gonna do, once I get all this mixed in, is I'm gonna stuff my peppers. I'll show you a couple. Just put it in like that. No craziness. No craziness, baby. Just like that. You don't have to overstuff them. Sometimes you can get into that spiel, like you can get into that thing of, oh, I have to overstuff these. No, you don't. You don't want to overstuff them, and they're going to shrink anyways. The peppers are going to cook. These are hard peppers, so they're going to cook. My mother used to boil her peppers in advance. I don't boil my peppers because this is raw meat. I don't have to. So just push them in like that. Make it like that, baby. And then I'm going to top it with the sauce. Cover it. And about 350 degrees for about an hour and a half. Check the tenderness of the peppers. That's really going to be the premise, is the peppers you're waiting for, not necessarily the other ingredients. I'm going to make a little bit of meatloaf on the side as well. I'm going to shape the rest of this into a meatloaf, but before I do that, I'm going to add some extra peppers, because in my meatloaf I like to add extra peppers. Christian, do you have any ketchup in the refrigerator I can have? Can you look for me and see if there's any ketchup for me, son? Thank you so much, sir. Because I like to add ketchup inside of my meatloaf, and even though it's a porcupine meatloaf, I still like to add extra ketchup. No? Okay, bring it over here and put it in for me, son. I can't touch it with my hands all used up the way they are. You come over here, son.
Which one?
Open it up. This one right here.
The one this one.
You the chef. That's it, baby. Say hi.
Hi.
Come over here. They can't see your beautiful face. Look in. So you gotta squirt down because look, turn it to the camera. Say hi. That's my Christian, baby. That's my oldest. By a minute, he's a twin. But he's still the oldest, and he uses that to his advantage. Don't you, son? Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. All right, so this is the meatloaf, and I might need a bigger pan than this. Oh my God, this is a lot of meat, man. And this is like 2 meals in one. So put it down, shape it into a loaf, get the second one out, shape it into a loaf, and you got yourself meals in minutes. And then with this meatloaf, what I do is I'm gonna top it with a meatloaf sauce. All right, so we got this going. This is the meatloaf. Look at it, look at my loaves. I'm gonna shape them a little bit better, right? And instead of putting ketchup on top or barbecue sauce, like I do sometimes, I got this Hunt's for meatloaf sauce. Yeah, I did. And I'm gonna put some on top, and that's gonna make this meatloaf sing. Just like this, just like this, and it's very good, like that, right? And the rest I put in here. I don't really care. There you go. Meatloaf's done. Okay. Next, we're working on peppers. Peppers. Mix that in. Gives it a nice dark sauce, and then you just top them each one generously. Slap it on. I already sprayed the pan so it won't stick. You can add a little bit of water if you want to. But I'm just gonna put it on each one just to make sure that they generously have enough sauce, because it's gonna cook down. And that's gonna be the sauce that steams them, because I'm covering these babies. Oh my goodness, look at this mess. Looks so good. And they're going to taste even better. Make sure they're even Steven, like that. Perfect. Perfecto. I love it when a plan comes together. It's an ooey, it's gooey, it's chewy. It's gonna be fabulous. Okay? Gloves off, baby. Taking the gloves off, and this is it. Perfect. Stuffed peppers. Done. Meatloaf. Porcupine style. Done. Into the oven at 350 degrees. The meatloaf is going to take long. It could be 2 hours before that's actually done. Stuffed peppers, 1.5 hours to 2 hours as well. I'm going to cover them and then uncover them for the last half hour to 45 minutes to get some golden color on it. And join me on the other side. When you see 2 in 1, baby. All right, let's see what we got here. What we have. This is the stuffed peppers. Ooh, yummy to my tummy. Yeah, come to the pan. Look at that. Look at this stuffed peppers. OMGG. OMGGG. Don't they look gorgeous? These are perfection. And look at this. Look at the meatloaf. Oh my Lord. Isn't that delicious? It's amazing. It is amazing, baby. Shuts off. All right, now let's get your plate. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna serve you up a plate because I'm generous that way. All right, let's see. Let's get you pepper. Would you like a red one? Sure you would. Look at the juiciness. Look how beauteous that is. Yum. Oh my goodness. Okay, and I'm gonna get you an end of the meatloaf. Okay, and this is your portion. Probably should have used a smaller plate, huh? Or maybe 2 peppers. Yes, give you 2 peppers. There you go, Christmas or the Italian flag, whichever one comes first, baby. All right, let me get a little bit more. That's juicy and delicious. Now this is your portion, baby. And if you enjoyed this episode as much as I enjoyed making it for you, please like and subscribe and join me next time for Everything Spice. I hope you have a wonderful week, everybody. Fall is coming. I can't wait to make you more of these meals. But until then, be safe out there, my friends.